The lights dim, and the stage falls silent. 1,000 eyes are locked on a single figure. He walks forward, each step echoing with years of struggle, sacrifice, and fire. His body is not just muscle, it is a testament, a scripture carved out of pain and persistence. This is Samson Dauda, the Nigerian lion, a man who transformed his destiny with iron in his hands and dreams in his heart. Samson's journey didn't begin under bright lights or roaring applause. It began in the quiet of his own doubt, in the corners of his mind where he questioned if greatness was truly meant for him. But every morning, as the world still slept, he answered those questions with action. The clang of weights, the grind of reps, the sweat dripping onto the floor, it was in those relentless hours that Samson forged his path. There is something cinematic about his rise. Imagine it, a young man stepping into the gym, shoulders heavy with uncertainty but eyes sharp with vision. The mirrors don't just reflect his body, they reflect the man he is becoming. Every lift, every repetition is a scene in the film of his life. There are no shortcuts, no scripts written for him, only raw determination. Bodybuilding is not just about building a physique. It's about building character. And Samson's character was shaped in fire. The iron never lied to him. It didn't care about excuses, it didn't listen to complaints. It demanded his best every single day. And in return, it gave him strength, not just physical, but mental, emotional, and spiritual. But the cinematic story is never complete without struggle. Samson faced moments where the weight wasn't just on the bar but on his soul. Days where the body screamed for rest, where injuries whispered temptation to quit, where doubt clawed at his mind. Yet, in those moments, Samson became the lion. He didn't retreat. He roared louder than the pain, louder than the setbacks, louder than the voices that said, "You can't." The stage was his battlefield. Under the blinding lights, he stood not just as a competitor but as a warrior. Every pose was a strike, every flex a declaration. His muscles weren't just built, they were earned, layer by layer, year by year. He carried not just his name but his culture, his people, his roots. Every time he stepped on stage, he wasn't alone, he carried the pride of where he came from. Cinematically, his story feels like a film where the hero rises against all odds. The world sees the finished product, the sculpted body, the applause, the medals, but behind that is the real story. The countless nights of pushing through exhaustion. The sacrifices of comfort, the discipline of a monk, the obsession of a dreamer who refuses to let go. Samson's message is simple but powerful: greatness is not gifted, it is earned. The gym is his temple, the iron his scripture, discipline his faith. And through that faith, he carved himself into a symbol of what human will can achieve. Picture the final act, the lights shining, the crowd roaring, the lion standing tall. Samson Dauda doesn't just pose, he tells a story with his presence. A story that says to every dreamer watching, if you dare to believe, if you dare to fight, you can rise. The cinematic essence of Samson Dauda's journey is not just about bodybuilding, it's about life. About turning pain into power, doubt into dominance, struggle into strength. He is proof that the human spirit, when fueled by unshakable determination, can transform the impossible into reality. This is not just motivation. This is a film still unfolding. And Samson Dauda stands at the center of it, not just as a bodybuilder, but as a symbol of resilience, discipline, and unstoppable will. The lion roars, and the world listens.